You can see.
Okay, so basically this is a very important topic, not just for the purpose of exam, but also on the practical side of it, because once you have go through the hearing and got the order and a judgment, you are going to enforce the judgment. Okay, last week we covered, so basically this is stated in order 45, okay. Okay, order 45 of the rules of court, okay, 2012. These are some important cases, and also order 48. Okay, time limitation. Okay, so basically the time limitation is execution, like I mentioned before, execution is after 6 years but before 12 years. And then in case of writs of execution, leave is necessary in case of writs of execution. Okay, and these are the important cases: Teo Chee Hing, Afin Beng, M. Fraser. Okay, and there are other limitation periods stated by Limitation Act 1953. This is the most important act regarding the time limitation for enforcement of judgment, and also other limitation ordinance, Sabah and Sarawak limitation ordinance. All right. Okay. So generally, as I mentioned last week, there is no execution against the government. These are stated by Government Proceedings Act 1956 and also Section 33 Government and also these are important act regarding the proceedings against the government. And then discovery as an aid to execution. Okay, this is stated by Order 48. All right, so these are the most important thing. Okay, the question revolve on the enforcement of money judgment under rules of court. Okay, so basically, actually when you are looking at this slide, can you actually see the slide, or can you actually see me as well?
You can only see the slide.
Both.
Both.
I can only see.
Here. Okay, you can see both. Okay, and we are going to pancaskan you all punya gambar ni dekat screen tau. So not just me seeing you, but the other penilai and also other lecturers as well. Okay, so kekurangan senonoh sikit. Alright. Okay, and then enforcement of money judgment. These are the 4 important thing. Number 1 is writ of seizure and sale. They seize it and then they sell it. And number 2 is called as garnishing proceedings. Number 3 is charging order, and number 4 is appointment of receiver. Okay, so like I mentioned last week about the order 45 rule 5 of the rules of court, and order for committal, that is committal proceedings if you do not if those things cannot be enforced against you. Okay, if you are running away from your commitment, they will go after you. Okay, meaning of writ of execution by the case of Malayan Nurses Union. Alright, have we covered writ of seizure and sale? I dah cover belum? Dah kan? Macam pasal syarif ni. Yeah or no? Or you forgot it already? Since I talked a lot about it last week.
Saya pernah cross dengan Syarif word, tapi tak sure tak ke.
Okay, so basically for writ of seizure and sale is being enforced by this person in charge called as the sheriff. Okay, this is in respect for movable and immovable property. So basically for movable things that are movable lah, like any furniture kan, and immovable like house or land, those kind of thing. Okay, this is covered by Form 88 of the Rules of Court 2012. Okay, and then procedure for application is stated under Order 46, Rule 1 up to Rule 6 of the Rules of Court 2012. And then there are some requirements. Number 1, where leave is read out leave is required for read of seizure and sale last week. Gila. Even I mentioned just now, even before the start of our class. Can you recall? Can you actually hear me?
Yes.
Because it stated here bad network quality. Remember the execution is after 20, is within 12 years, but after 26 years you need to get the permission from the leave from the court.
Doktor,
Awak tak dengar?
dengar cuma pasal yang kelas PQB tadi tu, taklimat tadi tu. By the way, sorry to interrupt. Kami baru dimaklumkan yang ada taklimat dengan dekan pada pukul 3.30 ni.
Ya.
Yang tu ke yang doktor masukkan tadi tu?
I think so lah. You don't get the information.
Baru je dapat.
Baru dapat.
Okay, so taklimat dengan dekan sekejap lagi lah. Semua ke or part of you?
Dia kata kepada semua pelajar SMUS.
Oh, okay. So secara online lah. You pakai apa? Pakai software apa?
Microsoft Teams.
Oh, okay. Alright. So kita kena laju macam kereta api express ke apa ni?
Atau kapal terbang.
Kapal terbang ni. Itulah.
Kapal terbang.
Macam apa saya all tak tahu. I thought like it's being the information tu lah. Okay, just in case if we cannot make it, if we cannot make the class, tak sempat habis, I'll do it through ni. Macam biasalah I record dekat if we can still do using our MS Team, okay, we will do it again with our using the MS Team, or else I will record it using our PowerPoint, the video recording, the usual video recording thing. Boleh? Okay. I think I put it somewhere, rules of court 2012 kan dekat in our course outline. Why it's not there anymore? Okay, so basically that's for kita. So maksudnya I'm going to go quite general lah about this topic. Okay, quite fast in the basic lah. Okay. Oh, it's a record. This is okay. Boleh nampak kan I punya ni? Ya Allah. Why? Sorry. Dia buka I punya yang lain. I nak share yang lain, dia buka tau. Wait. Where is our slide? Okay. So we were talking about read out, seizure and sale just now, right? Testing.
Right.
Yeah. Can you actually still see my slide? Read out, seizure and sale.
No.
Sekarang dekat website ROC 2012 Google.
Sekejap. So I nak tekan apa? Nak bagi nampak my slide instead of the website. Oh my god, I hope I will not make any blunder during that day. Dah lapar ni macam ni lah. Kita kena
Doktor screen tadi, doktor just buka slide kat bawah macam biasa.
Okay. So
Kiranya apa-apa yang doktor tengok, itu yang kita orang tengok maksudnya. Kalau doktor share screen.
Okay. Apa tu? Dia orang run ke lagi 2-3 ke mungkin? Tengah try lah. Oh, beda. Okay. Okay, thanks. Alright. So I'm going to look at where? Desktop, window or PowerPoint? Which one?
PowerPoint. Kalau doktor nak share slide tadi tu.
Yalah, tapi PowerPoint I apa saja dia tunjuk PowerPoint lain.
Doktor kena pilih ada banyak PowerPoint ke doktor buka.
Okey. Tapi ni semua benda yang tak ada dekat dalam iMac ni. Oh, kan dekat window. Hai. Why it's not working when I really need it? Okay, sorry Macam mana kita boleh tak? Ni, oh, I kena scroll ke bawah. Ya, okay, I can see mine now. Okay. Ni, nampak?
Nampak.
Okay, Caesar and Sid.
Yes. Okay, ni kita kena macam Keretapi Express Okay, this is covered under order 46 up to order 26A of ROC. The procedures is basically there. Nanti if you really cannot make it, I will redo this part, okay? And then for immovable property is covered under order 47, rule 6 up to 6 and 7 of the rules of court. Okay, so basically for this covered for prohibitory order, so it's issues on registration, service and duration of the validity is 6 months subject to approval. So basically prohibitory order is an order made pursuant to an order from court. These are the important cases. So basically in this case about in a court has no jurisdiction to grant prohibitory order, and then the court can order sale of land under, this is covered under order 47 rules of court 2012, and then apart from that they can do for someone for direction. And then as for seizure and sale of securities, saham is covered under order 47 rule 8 and rule 9. Okay, garnishee proceeding. So basically is recover creditor of due or accruing debt to a judgment debtor in the hands of third party called garnishee. So you need to remember what garnishee proceedings mean. So if they give you a situation, basically they ask you, okay, how do you recover this money? But this money is in the hands of a third party. Third party we call them as garnishee. Okay, so you should we might not put the word garnishee in the question, but you need to give you keywords to trigger that is garnishee proceedings that is covered under order 49 rules of court. Okay.
Nanti barang simpanan kat dalam peti besi yang dekat luar.
Dekat luar tu.
Dah masuk yang itu ada peti besi belah kiri kan. Kunci dah letak stok.
Oh.
Nanti dah settle kunci letak kat atas.
Ke atas
Nanti barang yang ni dengan masuk yang ni. Yang ni letak dekat dalam beg nombor.
Oh, beg nombor. Begnya ada. Oh tu. Alright.
Ini extension dia. Ini projector.
So basically ni semua letak dalam peti besi tu. Okay.
Okay. Kunci dia tu dia letak kat atas.
Kunci letak kat atas. Okay. Terima kasih. Alright. So next is garnishee proceeding. So you must be able to calculate the sum with precision, meaning that you need to the question will usually write down the numbers. Okay. And then the meaning of any debt or accruing debt due, it means the current or deposit account with a bank or either financial institution, whether or not the deposit has matured and notwithstanding with any restriction as to the mode of withdrawal, that is covered under order 49. Is stated under order 49 rule 1 sub rule 3. And then a garnishee cannot attach a debt that which had been assigned but equitably assigned per the case of COA, RSB Berhad and Malaysia International Trading Company. Alright, and the garnishee must be within the jurisdiction, within our Malaysian jurisdiction. And then at the first stage, you need to file an application for order to show cause. Okay, the affidavit is in form 98 and the procedure is order 49 Group 2, and then the order will specify time and the place for further consideration. Syami, remember last time I went to Rabiniko's or that Selangor Bar talk? Okay, so basically they ask questions whether do you ask for this garnishee proceedings to any banker or any suspected banker. So basically you specify apa bank yang nak digarnishkan. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nanti upload that tu kalau I ada lah lagi. Okay,
Alright.
service of the order is order 49 and effect of the order is stated order 49 rule 3 sub rule 2. Alright, and then further what will happen if garnishee who does not attend or does not dispute the debt due, okay, and what happen when the garnishee disputes liability, okay, so basically dia nak bercakap cepat dah habis hari dia. So basically these are among the issues that are covered by the garnishee proceedings. Berapa minit lagi ni? Rasa macam okay. Basically another issue is a claim of third person. Okay, so basically a third person like the intervener, they cannot set aside an order absolute by the case of Abdul Samad and Public Bank. Okay, and for money payable by the government to the other. Okay, this is another thing, issue. I tell you what, I don't think I can do it sebab I cakap dah macam kereta api express, but pay attention to this. Alright. In case of Government Proceedings Act, Section 35, money can only be attached with the consent of Minister of Finance in the case, okay, of the federal government or the Chief Minister in the case of a state government. Okay, so these are important, and another issues are statutes forbidding attachment of debt. Pay attention to this. So when I ask you to pay attention, you know what does that mean? Alia, what does that mean? Pay attention.
Masuk exam.
Final.
Nasib aku faham. Okay. So basically these are the important statutes that forbid attachment of debts. Okay, you cannot attach your debts to that some particular accounts. Number 1 is Section 19 of the Pension Act, except for the purpose of satisfying A, a debt due to the government, B, an order for court for the maintenance of pensioners, wife or former wife or minor child. Alright, and then Section 142 of the Merchant Shipping Ordinance as regards to wages due or accruing to a seaman or apprentice to the sea service. Okay, and then Section 11 of the Workmen Compensation Act 1952. Okay, no lump sum or half payment payable under the Act in any way be capable or assigned or charged or liable attachment to parts and person other than the workman by operation of the law, no shall any claim be set off against the same. That is number 3. Number 4, BSN, Bank Simpanan National Act 1974, Section 35 sub 1, where no deposit in the bank and no interest on any deposit shall be attached, sequestered or levied upon for in respect of any debt or claims whatsoever, but upon a notice of claim under a judgment of any court, the bank made in its discretion retain the account. So you must pay attention satu, when can and when cannot. From the word in the section you will already know. Tapi jangan confuse yourself Maksudnya you cannot attach unless under these circumstances. Pay attention to that. And then on of a sum sufficient to answer the claim and pay the amount into court on its order, but the court can only make the order if it is satisfied the judgment debtor has an account with the bank for his own sole benefit. If it's joint, so can you or can you not? No. Okay, there will be other issues. Alright, and then Section 31 of this DA Act. Tak ingat apa dia I'll get back to you. Now tak boleh nak ingat. So it's about the wages of a federal officer or railway officer, wages of a state officer, and section 15 of the EPF Act 1951. Okay, so those are important statutes that forbid attachment of judgment, but it allows only in some circumstances. Boleh? Got it? Tak boleh? We can redo or I'll do a recording on that. What's the time? We got 10 more minutes. Charging order. Do you do charging orders in your land law or conveyancing? Ada belajar tak charging order? Ke tak ingat?
Ada tajuk charge
Rasa tak ada.
Tapi tak ada order.
order tak sampai.
Order or
Isi
procedure.
form je madam.
Okay. So basically that's the form ni for, kalau we look at the civil procedure part of it, this is the procedure covered under order 50. Okay, this is applies only for security on order 50. Then the first stage to show cause order procedure is stated order 50, and then show cause order will specify time and place of further consideration, the service, how do you do the service, and the fact of show cause order and further consideration. Okay, you can read it. And then equitable execution. Equitable execution is covered under order 51 of ROC. Okay, so basically for equitable execution, you usually need the security by order 30 ROC. Okay, so the procedure is by order by appointment of a receiver is by order 30 ROC. Okay, and then when it's applicable and factors to be taken into account is stated there. The procedure is by a notice of application either ex parte or inter parte, and you will normally require security. Judgment debtor summon. Okay, this DA, Debtors Act, sorry. So DA is Debtors Act. Okay. Judgment debtor summon that is stated under section 4 of Debtors Act and order 74 of rules of court. So the court may summon and examine judgment debtor summon. This is by section 4.1 and orders what the court may do, and the enforcement is stated under section 4.7. Writ of possession, where you want to possess the property, okay, by giving the possession of the immovable property. Okay, this is by form 87, and then the procedure, and also there are for control of rent act. Okay, they want to get the possession of your house if you rent it. Okay, you are not paying the rent. Okay, what will happen? Okay, this is covered under Control of Rent Act 1966, section 17. Okay, writ of delivery, you require the delivery of things, okay, from the debtor to the person who should be the owner. Okay, this is covered by order 45 and rule 4 ROC. When is it applicable? It's in form 86 and the procedure is stated there. Okay, and then enforcement of foreign judgment. Okay, so basically the foreign judgment that are going to be enforced in Malaysia. I think last time we have these questions, okay, how to enforce that judgment. Number one, you must have this recognition and enforcement at common law, basically the Commonwealth countries, and we must have this reciprocal enforcement, okay, and there's an article on that. We must have this agreement on reciprocal enforcement of judgment. These are the important cases. If you do not have a reciprocal enforcement, okay, that will be difficult. And then enforcement, all right, and then bankruptcy proceeding. Okay, did you do bankruptcy proceeding? Is here subject outline for professional practice? In your professional practice, do they teach you bankruptcy proceedings? Because you learn it in your bankruptcy, kan?
Learn it in the
Yes.
bankruptcy.
We learn it.
Separate.
Separate. Oh, jap. Tahu sebab apa I confuse? Sebab professional practice, dia ada 4 subjek tau. Probate, bankruptcy, lepas tu apa, ethics, lagi satu apa. Benda tak boleh nak ingat dah sekarang. So basically the proceedings tu bukan covered under civil procedure punya kelas lah. But you already did it kan? Semua dah. Did you actually do bankruptcy proceeding masa bankruptcy? Probate ke apa ni?
Bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy and winding up.
Kita orang dah buat course paper dah.
Decent ke lah semua buat?
Last semester.
Last semester.
Okay, good. Alright. That is covered, not under civil procedure anymore. Nampak? Winding up. Did you actually do winding up? Ada tak buat? Company law ada ke?
Ada belajar juga. Company law belajar teori je. Macam procedure winding up. Masa company law tu. Tapi untuk subjek bankruptcy and winding up, kita orang belajar detail sikit daripada company law.
Okay. So maksudnya masa bankruptcy tu ada belajar winding how practically to wind up the companies ke?
Betul.
Okay, good, covered. So basically kan?
Cuma kita orang tak ada buat course paper untuk winding up. Kita orang buat bankruptcy untuk individual.
Okay. Alright, it is good enough. Okay. Done. So those are basically the ways of judgment. I think I need to redo this and I'll do a proper sebab I cakap je the general tapi the general procedure tu I tak sempat nak cakap for tu sebab we got 5 more minutes. Okay, so any questions? Ada apa soalan tak? Okay, so basically next week kita akan cover topik lain kan? So do you prefer for us to redo this topic again next week or just me for do a recording of the PowerPoint? Mana satu? For this topic, enforcement of judgment.
Kalau opinion saya, doktor finalize kan sebab tajuk ni yang doktor nak ajar kita orang masa LPQB punya session kan?
Bukan. Masa LPQB kita buat
dengan judgment.
Prerogative writs dengan judicial procedure.
Oh, judicial procedure.
Sorry, judicial review.
Oh, judicial review. Okay.
Okay. So you want nak slide ke? You want me to slide with video recording yang kita biasa buat dulu ke? Dah habis. So you all
mana-mana pun boleh, okay je.
Okay. Lagi satu I nak tengok next week kita punya topik berat tak? Kalau topik kita berat juga macam tak tahu, nanti kita tengok mana yang senang lah. Tapi I'll look berapa banyak konten sebab kita dah banyak kereta api Korea Jepun.
Kalau topik next week kita buat topik LPQV tu juga tak boleh ke doktor macam 2 kali run?
Aku dah idea. Kau memang pandai. Kau dah tutup recording. Nanti betul. Tekan recording, saya tak nampak lah mana kertas record. Dia punya button recording.